Yes, hello members, hello my viewers, my followers here. Today I'm going to take you through what we call the secondary sources. The secondary sources of information. The secondary sources of information. Yeah, my name is Satakola Daniel, as you know, my YouTube channel here at Satakola Daniel. Yeah, that's my YouTube channel. Yeah, definition of secondary sources. When we speak about secondary, we last time we talked about primary sources. We are talking about secondary sources. One, secondary sources. In secondary sources, what do? We analyze. You analyze something that was already there. You interpret it. hmm, And you comment on it. You comment on it. In most cases, what was there? What was there was primary sources. Hmm? What you analyze, interpret, and comment on primary sources. They are created after the event or time period under study and often involve synthesis, analysis, or evaluation of primary sources. You are going to evaluate what is already there, what was already experimented about. Hmm? So that's mainly the secondary sources. For example, experiments were made, but some people went ahead to analyze, to evaluate those experiments so that we can have some other formulas that are still being used. So they embarked on what we call the primary sources. But now what are they making? They are making what we call the secondary sources of information because they already analyzed, interpreted, commented about, and evaluated. You get it? Yeah, that's what we call the primary, that's what the secondary sources. They are created after the event, understudy, and often involve synthesis, analysis, and evaluation of primary sources. I talked about that. Then we go to examples. You have the books, the scholarly articles, review articles, textbooks, biographies, documentaries, encyclopedia, literature reviews, and very many others. Then we go back again to importance by discipline. We start again what we said with the history part. Secondary sources provide students with critical analysis, interpretations, and debates surrounding historical events. I think again we are going critical interpretation. That critical interpretation of the historical back of the histories that were made for them to analyze the historical events. Those debatable things were like they were debating about where the Bantu came from. They are the second resource now that we rely on because now they're what? They're evaluating what the primary sources are. The primary sources say they are believed to come from here. They are believed to come here. Then the second sources will say, okay, now let's go deep and interpret these theories, all of them. So we can come about, we can solve this debate that was there. That's called the secondary sources. Historians use secondary sources to evaluate different perspectives, theories, and methodologies in historical scholarship. Hmm? They do what? Analyze all that. Okay, then we go to the other discipline, the literature. The literature part, literary critics rely on secondary sources, critical essays, book reviews, literary analysis to gain insights into various interpretations hmm, and critics of literary works. Various interpretations. How did they interpret this work? How did now they interpret it? So they will use those secondary sources to do what? To know how they interpreted this. How did this guy interpret this? This one said this in the primary sources, but then how did this one interpret it? So that you can have an overview of what is being studied about, what that literature is all about. Then we go to the science. To the science part, secondary sources in science include review articles, textbooks, scientific journals that summarize and interpret primary research findings. They play a crucial role in disseminating scientific knowledge and educating students and providing context for further research. For further research, it helps students to go for further research because when I look at what this one interpreted, it helped me to know more research because the secondary sources are made after a certain amount of research that is being made on the primary sources. Because they already interpreted the primary sources, so they help me to analyze more, to know more about that research factor. You get it? So in most cases, you get the primary sources, but you get the secondary sources that interpret the primary sources, that evaluate the primary sources, and in this way, you're going to make a broader overview of your research. For example, if you're researching about, let me say, yeah, the Rutherford experiment. If you got elected what Rutherford wanted, yes, you will do that. But then the second resources will tell you, yes, then they interpret that overview of Rutherford's experiments, and then now what do? They provide to you an insight of it. Then they'll show you that this formula, hence now, what does Rutherford help us to do? Because they already interpreted Rutherford. Yeah, they will say, he helped us to day and atom. Then, what are the shortcomings of Rutherford? Because Rutherford may not have realized the shortcomings that he made. Okay? So, for more research to go on, secondary sources are variable because there, secondary sources will come about when someone knows the shortcomings that are made in certain research. Maybe we'll go back to the science factor. Then we go to the social sciences. Secondary in social science offer theoretical frameworks, research methods, and interpretations of primary data. They help researchers contextualize their findings, develop research. hmm, They develop such hypotheses and contribute on ongoing scholarly discussions. Yeah, that's the end of it. But then I'm going to summarize what we call the primary sources and secondary sources. In summary, while primary sources offer direct evidence of understanding accounts of events, secondary sources provide analysis, interpretation, and commentary on primary materials. Their importance varies across disciplines, which, with primary sources being particularly vital for constructing narratives and theories, while secondary sources contribute to understanding, analyzing, and then existing knowledge within a discipline. Thank you guys for listening to me. I think all of you have understood what is the importance of secondary resources. Thank you very much. I sign out.